Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Guys, as you come into the chat, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to share the video, because what? Sharing is caring. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County, and we have a lot to talk about because surprisingly, by the end of this episode, I was like, this was a good episode. And based on our Kempire Daily YouTube chat poll, there are mixed feelings. There are mixed feelings, but if you haven't voted yet, we'll give you an opportunity to vote. Head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, TikTok, head on over there. I won't be able to see your comments during the live, so head on over there, but you're free to watch wherever you would like to watch, but I can be able to see your comments and post your comments on our screen on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. And guys, if you're not subscribed, it is a subscribers only live chat. Subscribers only live chat. So subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out some of the things that you already missed today and this week on the channel. Allegedly Bravo says, controversial opinion, I like Noella. Well, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Thank you so much, T. Lou. T. Lou says, I don't even watch RHOC anymore. Just here to support Kempire. We appreciate that. I love when I hear that. But it might be worth getting into. Maybe. We shall see. I'll maybe convince you by the end of this recap. But as you know, we like to start the show off with a little movement. So move your body to this song. This is True Genesis with Back and Forth. And we're going to get into this Real Housewives of Orange County recap.
This up like you always do.
Where's everyone watching from?
You say, I'm so sorry you didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me, girl, can we work this out? And I know nothing's changed, still the same. I'm so done and I'm tired of this back and forth. Now you're in my head and in my bed, telling me it's over 'cause I'm not enough. You need more than my love as I watch you walk away. Tomorrow you'll say, I'm so sorry, didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me, girl, can we work this out? And I know nothing's changed, still the same. I'm so done and I'm tired of this back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Same old thing. I know you won't change, but tomorrow you'll say, I'm so sorry, didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me, girl, can we work this out? And I know nothing's changed, still the same. I'm so done and I'm tired of this back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth.
Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you know, if you are part of my TikTok fam, we watched this episode together. And at the beginning, we were all like, I don't know about this episode. I don't know about this episode. But towards the end, I have to say, it got a little bit better. At the top of this episode of the Real Housewives of Orange County, we are still in Mexico. And I have to say, the Mexico trip was kind of lame. It was kind of lame. Yes, Heather hosted it, but it was just kind of like, okay. I could not wait to leave Mexico. But before we leave, of course, the continuation of Noella's gift continues. Noella does eventually apologize because she's horrified by what these cards of humanity actually said to the 17-year-old girl. Could she have just squashed this and said, oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that's what the cards were. I just put whatever in the search engine. And everyone at the table was trying to convince Noella, just apologize and we can move on. But when she does apologize, she, of course, puts salt on the apology by saying, are we done? Okay, I added a little extraness to it. She was like, are we done? But I'm going to say it again, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. If we didn't have Noella, this season would suck. I don't care how much you love Heather's house. Heather's house is not enough. It's not. I'd much rather see us in the process of building Heather's Mexican home, vacation home. But that's in the early stages, so we can't even do that. Is that a reason to bring Heather back next season? Nope. We can watch that on YouTube. Sorry, Heather. I get why people like Heather, but it's not enough to be entertaining. I get why the ratings are down for Orange County. A lot of you are saying you don't like Dr. Jen. I'm on the fence with Dr. Jen. I don't hate Dr. Jen, but her husband does. This is awkward. Whew. Yeah. It was awkward. Dr. Jen, that's the last scene that we get when this episode finishes, is that awkward conversation between her husband between Dr. Jen and Ryne. We're going to talk about that. But before we jump ahead of ourselves, Dr. Jen and Noella are the only ones left at the table once Noella turns on Gina because she feels Gina could have given her a heads up about the card situation since Gina knew about the cards a week before. And I kind of agree with Noella. It's not her job to tell you, but since Heather didn't say anything and you know that this is an issue with Heather, help your friend get ahead of it. Help your friend get ahead of it and say, yo, you didn't hear this from me, but Heather's a little upset with you because the cards that you gave her were saying this, this, and this, and this. But, oh, Noella gets Gina so upset after Heather walks away from the table because she's just like, I can't with you. Every time Noella's around, there is nothing but drama and negativity, which is true. I'm not going to deny that. Mary Washington says they're not friends. Well, if you go by what Noella says, I really opened up to Gina. I feel like, we were like fast friends. And Noella's head that they are friends. And kind of in Gina's head too. Oh, goodness. So Gina is upset. She goes back to her room, and all of us were saying when Emily went to go get her or go check up on her, why is Gina in her bed with her street clothes? But before we even get to that part, I love what Noella says. So much so I had to write it down. Noella looks at Emily and is like, go check on Gina. It was a dark side of Noella. I didn't see it coming, but I told you about Noella from the beginning before the season even started. People said that she shouldn't be on reality TV. The couple shouldn't be on reality TV. I think we saw that dungeon side come out of her. She just looked at Emily blankly and was like, go check on Gina. I appreciated it though, because that is what we want from our housewives. She just looked at and Emily went and did it though. But Emily had to storm off like, you know what? I am gonna go check on Gina. You better go check on Gina. Emily, go check on Gina. She goes to check on Gina. Gina's wrapped up in the bed in her street clothes, drunk. You could tell when Gina and Emily are drunk. They look it in the eye. Look at their eyes. They were drunk as a skunk. Yep. Drunk. But the drunkery doesn't stop the drunkery doesn't stop because Emily ends up coming back, sits in Gina's chair. We didn't realize it until she falls over. Shannon, who's already trying to get the party going. Shannon understands the assignment. She is she's not an OG, but she understands the assignment. She's been there long enough. She understands reality TV. She's like, we're going to have a good time. We're in Mexico. She goes to help poor Emily. Do I have a picture of Emily falling over? Hold on. Damn it. No. Where did I do with that pic? No, I have a picture of Emily falling over, and I'm going to find it. I am going to find it. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. I have a picture of Emily with her feet in the air. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Wait. There's no way. Look. Oh, damn. I could have gotten a better picture, but just this moment in midair, Emily falls back in the sand. Shannon goes to help Emily and falls over. And if you watched the episode of Shannon on Project Runaway, you know she loves a spank. Okay? You know she loves a spank. Sidebar, Shannon, please make sure you get that boy to do your reunion look. He did such a great job on your Project Runaway look. Shannon, just a heads up. They haven't filmed the reunion yet. Get him to do your reunion look. He didn't make it to the end, but he made it pretty far, and he did a good job with your reunion look. Or just pull out the dress that he gave. Look, did you guys get to keep the outfits? Who knows? Who knows? Data, I did not. Shout out to Data. Data, I saw what you said about you from Zimbabwe. You're not from Zimbabwe. You're from New Zealand. I just posted it because I was like, look at Data trying to be funny. So those of you that are just joining us, this is, of course, our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. Don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And as always, another way you can support the channel is getting your own cold water bottle. Why not support your hydration, but also support us here? Multiple colors, multiple sizes, keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours, and you get a discount. KEMP10 for 10% off. KEMP10 for 10% off. And you can even get it engraved. This is a really great gift to yourself or to someone else. Just saying. Okay. Back to this. Can we leave Mexico? We don't even get to see them leave Mexico. Did Noella fly on the private jet with them back? Probably not. It just sort of went from Mexico to we are with Dr. Jen and her daughter, who I love, Cece, but her real name is Vera. I can't blame her. She was like, call me Cece. They call her Cece, but I think her legal name is still Vera. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Could you blame her? She's like, that's not my. She was the best. And I thought it was so interesting how dry and plain and no personality. Sorry, Dr. Jen. This is how we talk here. Her personality is versus her daughter, who has so much personality. And then the whole conversation about the nanny. She's like, the nanny's like she's a good mom. She keeps all the boys in check. And then there's you. I did think it was interesting that she was like, my name is Cece at such a young age. And they went with it. I love it that they went with it. But damn, why Cece? You think that was her name in like a past life? I always find it interesting that the things that kids say at such a young age. You think that was her name in a past life? Who knows? Who knows? But I thought this was a cute scene. We're getting to see Dr. Jen and her family. And I know a lot of people don't like Dr. Jen, but there's something still interesting to watch. And maybe it's because we're seeing the fall of her marriage right before our eyes. And I don't take enjoyment in that, but it's still sort of like, what is happening? What are we watching? From the jump, though, we said from the first scene that we saw with Dr. Jen and Ryne, we were like, something's not working here. She's coming on the show to get a divorce. Right? She says everything's cool with their relationship now. She was on Watch What Happens Live. Okay. I mean, they might write it out. A lot of people write it out for the kids. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but here we are. Okay. Here we are. Okay. So that was a cute scene between Dr. Jen and her daughter. Then Heather and Gina go for drinks. And look, I know some of you don't like Heather, but I kind of like the friendship. And I know Gina is sucking up, Dust off your nose, Gina. Got a little brown stuff on your nose, Gina. But I like the whole New York love thing between them. Maybe because I'm from New York. So I'm like, yay. And they're talking about New York, how she went to Hofstra and Long Island. And, you know, Heather's taking her kids to New York, you know, to look at schools. Look, these are like, I'm so glad Heather didn't get wrapped up in that whole college scandal. That would have been bad. It would have shocked me if they did, though. But they didn't. Maybe luckily because their kids aren't in college yet. But just because the college scandal happened doesn't mean it's not still happening. Not with Heather. I'm not saying that she is, but what I'm saying is that we have known for years people buy their way into things, colleges and things like that. Gloria says, yes, love the New York vibes. Me too. I like them because I feel like it's genuine. I don't feel like it really is like this inauthentic friendship. I feel like Gina really likes Heather because of that New York shared experience. There's something about them that I like together. Is it entertaining enough for my television taste to keep me locked in? Honestly, no. I'm interested to see them come to New York, but are they going up to upstate New York or New York City? She did say she's taking her kid to what, Syracuse? That's not New York City. For those that aren't aware, that's upstate New York. So when someone says they're from New York, we have to clarify what part of New York. New York City or upstate? Even Long Island. I'll give you even Long Island, even though Long Island really isn't technically a 5-borough. It's not. Even though some people want to think that. With that being said, they're talking about Noella. Again, Noella is a part of this show. No matter how you feel about her, she's been essential for the show this season. Because what would we have without Noella? What would we have? Well, we had a lot this episode, and we're going to talk about those different parts that I really surprisingly enjoyed. So Heather invites Gina to go to New York. Heather is a control freak. I don't mind it. I told you last week, if I went on a trip with someone, they wanted to plan every single detail out, go ahead. It's less for me to think about, as long as I enjoy it and you're not having me do all kinds of crazy stuff. She's a control freak. Even when she goes to dinner at Shannon's house, she's like, you want me to pour it? No. She goes to Dr. Jen and she's hosting at Dr. Jen's. Why didn't we just go to your house? She's a control freak. It is what it is. Some people can take that. Some people can't. And based on what you guys have been telling me, some of those folks like, you know, Vicky and Kelly couldn't take that. Okay. April says we lived in the Bronx and then moved to Peekskill, which is upstate New York. Yeah. See, Miss Brooklyn says Gina's from Long Island. Not the same thing, but we will take Long Island because that's closer to the city than Syracuse or Albany. Just saying. Okay. So Heather and Gina had those conversations, blah, 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 blah. Those were the least interesting scenes, to be honest with you. It got better towards the end of this episode. But Emily, Noella, and Shannon go out for drinks. And that's why I had to do the thumbnail, because I have to say Noella is beautiful. I don't care what anyone says. Noella is so beautiful. Look at her. Beautiful. Quirky. I actually love seeing Shannon, Gina, and Emily together. We got to see a little bit of that this episode. And the kookiness was just everywhere. Everywhere. So I thought that was really, really nice to see, which we get to see at the game night at Emily's house. And I said to myself, the game night? Are grown adults still doing game nights? I think people are. That's not my type of fun. A game night? Look, I barely have time to play my Switch. Although lately I've been trying to make time to play my Switch, because I'm like, this thing is sitting here collecting dust and people are buying and selling their firstborns to get one. Should I sell one for a firstborn? But I've been playing my Mario Kart and I was like, this is kind of fun. You know, every once in a while you need a little brainless activity. Speaking of brainless, I'm playing Noella. Noella has been necessary for this show. But at this, you know, drinks, first of all, I love the flashback of Shannon at this place before. I was like, ooh. I like when they kind of let us know what's happened in the past, especially if you've not watched the show, you know, chapter and verse. Mas says, switch greater than kids. It's not your firstborn, dang. I'm just saying, you'd be surprised what I see on these internet streets. Okay, Sister on the Move says, born in Manhattan, raised in Queens. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Guys, if you're just joining us, of course, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. At the top of this episode, I was sort of like, what am I going to talk about tomorrow when it comes to this episode? Because it was kind of boring at the beginning. But then it heated up because at okay. First of all, Tamara Judge in a podcast with Teddy. Thank God Teddy was kicked. I have not watched Celebrity Big Brother. I watched the first 2 seasons of the USA version. When they announced, and I would have probably watched if Cynthia was in it, but I originally reported to you guys that they were talking about having Nene be a part of Celebrity Big Brother, and instead it was Teddy Mellencamp, and I was like, oh God. So I haven't watched it, and I like Celebrity Big Brother. Anyways, with that being said, I've digressed way too far. So I wasn't sure about recapping Orange County because I was like, oh, what's happening? Anyways, so the ladies go out, and this is when we find out about the stack of vaginas. And if you watched with me on my TikTok, I said, I need to know what this is. I kind of want to see a picture because I'm thinking it's not literal. I'm thinking it's art. That was my initial thought. I was thinking it was art. No, it was literal. It was a birthday gift for herself, for her husband. She says that she was on the bottom. She shows them a picture. We get to see a little bit of the picture. How many women were there? Were there like 3 or 4? And she was at the bottom. She's a thin girl. I can't imagine being on the bottom of a stack of it. Look, we already know that they're freaky deaky. Look, it is what it is. I've never heard of it. But then again, gay man, I've never heard of it. Now she's brought something new to the show. Stack of vaginas. You know it's going to come up at the reunion. Look, you love it. I will just judge you from afar. It was 3 ladies. Okay, you looked real close. I was just sort of like, again, Tamara Judge. See, Elephant Brain brought me back. Tamara Judge brought up during her podcast with Teddy that upon meeting Noella, she was showing them a sex tape of her and Sweet James. As you know, Sweet James in his videos about Noella, he says that she led him from his Puritan lifestyle. Whatever. Tavares says it might be fun. Okay, look, here, data go. I can't with y'all. Guys, don't forget to like this video. Let's get to 150 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. You may have noticed we've got some new badges for you guys. We're also going to be rolling out some new emojis. Don't forget, members, you have emojis that you can currently use, but we're going to be rolling out some new ones as well. So if you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. All right. Look, let me take a sip of my cassava shake. Y'all know I love my cassava shake in my Wet Willie's cup. Back to this. So the ladies go out. They talk about all the drama within the group. I don't care about that. It was a stack of vaginas for me. Moving on. So Heather goes to Dr. Jen's house, and honestly, I'm not even interested in Dr. Jen and her drama with her husband, but I have to say her friendship with Heather makes sense because she can really help her understand where her husband might be coming from because she is on the reverse side with Dr. Terry. And she says even during the pandemic, they literally were trying to figure it out and how Dr. Terry needed to learn how to prioritize the family. Look, a lot of people deal with these things, and these are real issues. And Dr. Jen, as you can see, that is her storyline, trying to prioritize the family. But she also says and admits to being a workaholic. So it says to me, like, are you not prioritizing the family intentionally? And you could be. I know a lot of women have a difficult time trying to balance work and family life, but it seems as if she prefers being at work, right? And he's taken on the role as, as the care provider for the kids, but they still have a nanny. They still have a nanny. So it's not like he is the nanny, because he supposedly has a job selling like luxury real. I don't know what he does. At least he had a shirt on this episode. Not that we mind. Not that we mind. Okay, not that we mind that that he doesn't have a shirt. The face, Ryne, just saying. I think the no shirt deflects from the face. We have another Butterface on our hands. Anyways. Anyways. But again, I'm backtracking to Heather hosting at Dr. Jen's house. Heather always has to be in control. If I understand Dr. Jen is busy, but Dr. Jen could have ordered something for them to come to her home. Why does Heather have to host anything at her home? I can see Heather doing that at Gina's house. We got to see Gina's house, and I was like, oh. I could understand Heather hosting something at Gina's house. But Dr. Jen, you have the money. Throw money at it. You can order whatever. And I know some people do this all the time, but Dr. Jen, you could afford it. More importantly, I love the conversation, and Dr. Jen does say in that moment that Ryne does show up. He was complimenting her, and in the moment, she didn't give him the reassurance and the gratitude and the thank you, like, oh, thank you for saying those nice things. She said, oh, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it later. I mean, later is cool, but sometimes it matters in the moment. Why wouldn't you say, you know what? Thank you so much for showing up and, complimenting me on these things. I really appreciate that. You come hours later, a day later, and say, yesterday when you complimented me, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. It might feel good, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. Dr. Jen, keep Mr. Puppers and give Ryan the curb. Ooh. Oh, Mr. Puppers is cute. But he's always walking around with that damn dog. That dog takes more priority. But at the same time, which we will get to the end of this episode before we get into game night. I'm going to get to the end first because I didn't feel like that's how they should have ended the episode, but whatever. Dr. Jen and Ryne, oh God, so exhausting. Dr. Jen and Ryne have a conversation about, their first day of school, and then it leads into her asking him to be more like her dad. I don't know if anyone noticed that. She was asking him to be more like her dad, complimenting her, saying you did a good job. If you have to I get it. When you are in a partnership, you do sometimes have to say, this is what I want and this is what I need in a relationship. I get that. But it came across a little annoying. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. It just came off a little too needy, a little annoying. I want you to compliment me like my dad. I know she lost her dad. I understand that. But that's not your dad. This episode, this is why I named this episode in the thumbnail, Daddy Issues. Because we completely skipped over that beautiful hosting job that Shannon and John did at John's house. They had cocktails on the water. We didn't know Shannon had these skills as a deckhand. And I think John, I know some people aren't going to like the way that John was speaking to Shannon. I think he was being facetious. I think he was being playful in that moment. But I liked seeing Shannon in that light. I liked seeing this. I liked the hosting situation. I thought that was such a cute. This is when the episode got better for me, because I like the hosting situation. They had, a charcuterie board, and they had the wine and the vodka and all that stuff on the water for the sunset. I literally did something like this when I went to Nepal. It wasn't on a boat. No, I'm lying. We were on a boat first, where we sailed through I don't remember where we were, y'all. No, it wasn't Nepal. It was India. We went to Nepal later. We were in India. We were sailing. And it was actually a little boat. And then we went to a beach, and then we had wine, and y'all know I don't drink. They had wine. And We had a little sunset. I was like, this is really nice what Shannon is doing. Then they come back and then they had the hibachi. It was good food. And then they start talking about their daddy issues. Dr. Terry talks about how his stepfather wasn't good to him, but motivated him to be who he is today as a doctor. Then we had John share how his father was like, his father disowned him. And we're like, why did your father disown you? Why did your father disown you? We still don't know. But the father ends up having a third wife, names another son John Jr., and tells his other sibling, tell John to change his name. Which leads into Emily sharing her daddy issues, even though she says she has a better relationship with her dad now. I was like, how do we have this entire conversation of daddy issues? But it was so interesting to watch. And this is why, when people say, oh, you guys just want drama. No, these are moments, real organic moments that are entertaining to watch and to see how people are the way that they are. This is why I watch reality television. My psychology major brain was just like, oh, wow. So that was Dr. Terry's motivation. Now we have a better insight into John, who's not even really a part of the show like that. We got a better insight to his relationship with his dad, or lack thereof. And then Emily opens up about her relationship with her dad. I was like, this is so authentic. Go figure, right? Look, go figure. I really was touched by what Emily had to say about her journey. And look, and this is what I can appreciate from these reality TV stars on how they're sharing their real life stories. Because I really believe them in that moment. Could they be lying to us? Yeah, but I don't feel like that. Oh, Adrian says that Emily talked about her family issues when she joined the show. Adrian, if you're new to our live, I am not a big fan of the OC, so I don't know the show chapter and verse like I know every other city. Every other city. I never got into the OC. That wasn't the show that I got into. But because of you guys, you've been asking, let's recap it. Let's talk about it. Let's watch it. So here we are. Here we are. All right. Getting back to Dr. Jen in the awkward conversation with her husband, then we will end this conversation. We will drop the call-in link for you guys to call in. Let's get to 200 likes, y'all. Let's get to 200 likes. We have almost 400 people here watching. We appreciate you all being here for our Real Housewives of Orange County recap every single week here on the channel. And stay tuned for more updates. I have a couple of more videos that I need to work on right after this live. So we will take some quick calls. And then I have to get to some stories that I have to cover that I think you guys are going to be like, what? Yeah. Okay. Annie, we did discuss the lovely Cece earlier. Yeah. Uh-oh. Adrian says, y'all be flip-flopping on Shannon. I'm a stand forever. Sorry, not sorry. Well, I know you're not talking about me. I don't flop on Shannon. I think she is cute and kooky and all get out. She's brought more than Heather this season. She really has. When you think about her personal story, we've got stories with her dad, stories with her kids, stories with her mom. She went to Nashville with her mom. This week, we're getting John's story, and she's hosting a situation. We're getting a lot from Shannon, to be honest with you. But some of you do want Shannon to go. I'm not one. Look, as I said to you before, new to the situation, so she hasn't annoyed me. Okay. Dr. Jen and Ryne have a very weird conversation. As I said to you before, at one point, she's like, I need you to be more like my dad and, kind of pick me up in that way. And I'm like, that was the part where I was sort of like, okay, Dr. Jen, I don't know if that's what you should be telling your husband because he's not your father. I think there's another way you can communicate. I need you to be more supportive. I need you to be more uplifting. I need more words of encouragement. Not be like my dad. It turns very quickly. And the scary part for me is when he gets up and the look in Ryan's eyes it's sort of like, what would you say and do if the cameras weren't here? Because the way he looked at her, he gave her a death look. He was just like, all right, I'm not going to talk about this. And then when she tries to continue to talk about it, as he goes inside, he's like, I'm going to go for a walk. Because he doesn't want to be around the cameras. Because what is he doing? It was weird. I don't know. I don't know if this is my intuition. It was a little scary when he got up and he just looked at her and it was just like, I'm not doing this. And then patted her on the back. It was a little scary for me. Yes. Libra Love says, I noticed the look in his eye. It was a little scary. Zoe says, Ryne's a man-child. And he says they probably can't say the words on camera right now. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that he's not going to say that. But you could tell he didn't want to have the conversation on camera. But the look he gave her, I was like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Allegedly, Bravo says he treated her like a kid. Yeah. But she's sitting there telling him, I need you to treat me like I need you to say things like my dad. Rightfully so. He's going to treat you like a kid. That's why I said she needs to choose better words on asking for what she wants. Do I see this relationship lasting? Probably not. I think if anything, they're staying together because of the kids, which is never a reason to stay in a relationship. It's never a reason to stay in a relationship. But again, we have to remember what we're seeing is a small moment in their lives, a small moment in their lives. Daphne says, well, she asked for it. I know Sabrina, Jen did say on Watch What Happens Live, they're doing better. Of course she's going to say that. Of course she's going to say that. I see Gloria says, no, he's leaving her. You guys are terrible. Okay. Stephanie says, I felt like he felt set up. Oh, I got that feeling too. It's like they had an agreement to not talk about certain things and she broke the agreement. I would not be shocked at that, Stephanie. It did seem like, wow, we're going to go there on camera. You're going to say that in front of me. But it was just the look in his eyes. Like, I was scared for her. I was scared for her. Now let's talk about the adult game night party. Emily is hosting a game night. Gina walked in there looking like, why was she? Gina is just a mess. The way she walked into that party, she was a mess. She was like, at first I was like, is it because she has all those things? But even when she dropped off one of the things, she still was walking funny. Can't you not walk in heels? Gina, I love you, but my God, you're a mess. Noella walked in looking beautiful. I love the dress that Noella had on. Noella and Gina have a conversation because, as you know, they had a falling out during the Mexico trip because Noella feels as if Gina didn't have her back, didn't let her know about the card situation. And Gina's like, I don't understand how you don't trust me. I don't understand how you don't see that I'm trying to be a friend to you. I've been trying to be a friend to you. Either way, all those other little emotional parts were unimportant. I loved seeing Shannon come in that Gucci game night, whatever outfit. She was ready to play. Again, another reason why to love Shannon. She is a kooky mess. I loved her outfit. Sister on the Moon says Gina always looks basic, even in nice clothes. Miss Brooklyn, I wonder if Gina has scoliosis with the way she stands and walks. Very possible. Very possible. And that's why I was wondering. I was like, wait, I thought maybe it was the bags that had her uneven. But even when she had got rid of one of the bags, she still was like, I was like, oh, she might. She might. All right. Let me see what this poll is saying. So in my poll for YouTube, we had almost 260 votes. You guys, I said, how would you rate this episode, RHOC? 7 to 10, 4 to 6, or 1 to 3? Overwhelmingly, not really, at 51%, you guys said between 4 and 6. I would lean more towards 6, 7 for me personally. I would lean more towards 6 or 7 personally this episode. I felt like the episode got better towards the end of it. Yes, Rosemary. Shout out to all the mods, guys. Don't forget to show some love to the mods. And of course, to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. KK says, already watching past seasons because of these platforms. Bravo, pay Kempire. Thank you, KK. Oh. Sabrina says, where does Gina shop? Okay, let's leave Gina alone. We do get a reenactment of the stack of vaginas. We get a reenactment. That's where we learned that Noella was on the bottom. Again, if we didn't have Noella, what would we have? What would we have? It was a fun, cute night. It was a fun, cute night. I appreciated it. And again, if we didn't have Noella, we wouldn't have anything. Even look, Shannon tries her best to rally the girls, but even Shannon can't do that. I feel like Noella's carrying the season on her poor back. Look, on her poor back, she's carrying the season. And that doesn't make the season great, but for any reason that we're watching it, it's because of Noella right now, to be honest with you. Lee says, Noella just likes the shock effect of it all. I believe that in some sense. And then another sense, I feel like it is truly who she is. Tara says, I am never eating a Pringle again. Stack. I think I have some Pringles, actually. I literally thought it was like a work of art. That's what she was talking about. I was like, oh, a stack of vaginas. No, she literally meant a stack of vaginas. Like, really? Is that what we're doing in the OC? How come no one told me? Not that I would have cared. Not that I would have cared. Let me just pin this. Hold on, y'all. I lost my thing here. All right, let me pin this. There we go. All right, y'all. Don't forget, at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, hopefully, 2:30 p.m. PST, we will be doing our Married at First Sight recap. I have so much to say. That's probably like the only reality TV couple show that I can really... No, that's not true because we do 90 Day Fiancé. Well, that one too. Because some of the other ones, like Ready to Love, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, I can't get into. But Married at First Sight, I have a lot to say. I am so mad. I am so mad. But we will talk about that tonight because I have to rewatch it at least twice. And that is 2 hours. So that's 4 hours of my life of watching Married at First Sight and the after show. The after show's getting good, y'all. We get a little tea there. Shout out to Keisha Napoleon. So Married at First Sight later today. Okay, later today, y'all. Oh, I know. Everyone tells me I need to watch Australia. Where do I have the time? When do I have the time? Sister Anu says, I have so much to say about Married at First Sight. I'm right there with you. Ooh, later today, guys. Married at First Sight. But right now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. We're ready to have a couple people backstage. Let's take some callers very quickly because, as I said to you before, I have a couple of videos that I need to work on and get out to you. Don't forget, here on the channel, we don't just do reality TV. We talk about everything in pop culture. So if you enjoy pop culture, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to join our texting community. That way you don't miss out. When, YouTube and TikTok and all those things, notifications fail, you'll be able to get an update from us. And tonight we will be watching on my TikTok. Hey, TikTok. I see you guys there. We will be watching Real Housewives of Miami tonight. We don't have any just like that anymore, y'all. Which, although I'm sad, it frees up my schedule a little bit so I can actually, do things that I enjoy, which I did enjoy that, that. But it frees up my schedule so I can actually do like a marathon or something else, like Married at First Sight Australia. Anyways, let's take a couple of callers, guys, and wrap this Real Housewives of Orange County up. But if you're part of the replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on this episode, how you would rate this episode, and your thoughts on the season so far, this week's episode. Who stood out to you? Do you agree with me that Noella's carrying the season? So we're going to bring up Miss Brooklyn first. Miss Brooklyn. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn? How are you?
Hi.
Is that a lollipop?
Trying to sneak stuff in while I'm working. Make it really, really quick. Yes, it's a lollipop.
Oh, I miss lollipops. Go ahead.
I'm trying to stop smoking, so.
Oh.
I actually feel really, really bad for Dr. Jen. I know people, they say she's needy and everything. I read her more as somebody who's very insecure. Just little things that she says, like she had talked about that the only friends she has are the people that she works with and she pays for them. So I really feel that she's a very insecure person, and that's why, you know, maybe her father seemed to give her a lot of assurances and building her spirit up, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So unlike most people, I would say I think this show is actually good for her because she can make friends. Maybe she can connect with people and maybe give her that sense of camaraderie, building a friendship, maybe becoming close with somebody like Emily and even Heather. And I know people don't like Heather, but just to give her almost a friend circle so she can come into her own. Most people, I would say, nah, reality is not good. Reality TV, get off of it. But for somebody like her who doesn't seem to have the social skills, I get it. Also, a lot of people complain. I can identify with her as a single working mom, although she's not a single mom. But as a single working mom, I understand the guilt. You have to work. You have to pay the bills. You have to do this, but you still feel guilty about not being there for this event or that event, or your kid scored some great touchdown, or, you know, had a really great gym day, whatever it is, and you missed it. And it eats at you. Even my kids are grown, and it still eats at me that there were things that I missed. And I still find myself sometimes apologizing to them that I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you as much as, you know, I wanted to be or you wanted to be. And they look at me and they're like, Ma, you did what you have to do. Come on, you raised us. We were happy. But as a parent, you still feel that guilt. So I get it with her, and I don't go, oh, get over it. It's like, no, it's not an easy thing to get over as a parent.
Yeah.
I loved the boat scene. I want more stuff like that, more real conversations, generic, happening very organically, where you have daddy issues, I have daddy issues, you have daddy issues. Like, yeah, we all have daddy issues. I loved it.
Yeah.
Without Noella, we don't know what we would get, because Noella sucks the air out of the room. She sucks everything, she sucks it all dry. She got upset that Dr. Jen said something about the stack of vaginas. Well, you said it the first 5 minutes you met somebody. So, and we're showing pictures. So how upset are you going to be at someone else saying something when you were flashing the pictures around in the restaurant, embarrassing the poor guy at the restaurant, listening, like walking past the conversation going, oh my God, what am I hearing? And I think she's trying really, really hard for that orange and that paycheck. I honestly believe this is not, I think she's kooky. I think she's a little, you know, weird and all of that. And that's great. I think she's putting it on in order to secure that paycheck now that her husband has left her. Yeah. And she needs that income. I think she really does. And I think she'll be on an apology tour before you know it. Ooh. And listen, Syracuse, my daughter graduated from Syracuse, under degree and master's degree. So don't be sleeping on Syracuse in upstate New York. They got some really good schools up there. Okay.
I wasn't sleeping on Syracuse's educational system. I just said it's not New York City.
No, it's not New York City. And just for, you know, people, for clarification, because we were having the argument in the chat, Brooklyn is the king borough of New York City. Queens and Long Island are an extension of Brooklyn.
Ooh. Damn, here we go with the boroughs against each other. I'm going to stay out of this because y'all know where I was born and raised. All right.
See y'all later. Have a great day. Let me get back to work.
You too. Bye. Oh, I have my number one fan backstage. I have no idea who this is, but they said their name is they say Kempire number one fan. What's going on, number one fan?
Hi, Kempire.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. My name is Ebony, actually. I just changed it to that because you're my number one. I am your number one fan. But I love Noella. I love what she brings to the show. I really do. She's like very authentic and open. And I still to this day don't know what was wrong with the gift. I really don't know. It's 2022. Come on, y'all. The internet is open to sexual things. Come on. I don't understand. She's in that. I'm sorry, I don't want to get it mixed up. LG. I don't know the rules all the way through, so I don't want to offend anyone. But come on now. I don't see what the big deal is. Gina, I don't really care for her. I feel like she's a kisser to Heather. I really, really do. It's just something about her. I I don't know. I don't know. Her whole, she's just weird in some way. I love Shannon. I love Emily. Like those three I can watch all day. When it comes to Dr. Jen, I understand being a single parent and you have to work and everything, but if you're missing time out for your kids, maybe you should have put your kids first before the show because you're already making money from working. And I would feel some type of way if my daughter said to me, oh, she's like a mom. Because if y'all do know, a lot of these nannies be sleeping with these husbands and
well, this one's pregnant.
hey, I don't, people do when they pregnant too.
I mean, you got a good point that I was just hoping,
So I can't really feel sorry for her because when she's on a phone call, she's like, well, I'm missing out, but you took a trip. You could have took that time with your family. You could have took that time to go to dinner. So we'll just have to watch and see about her. She's still questionable. But without Noella, honestly, I don't think I'll be watching. Really, I don't think I'll be watching. And, people always say be open and honest and speak your mind. And she's speaking it. I guess they don't like it. So be careful what you ask for. I love you, Kempire.
Thank you for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. See, this is why I love when you guys call in because everyone has a different opinion and we welcome your differing opinions. For those that are watching the replay of this, let us know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you think that Noella is important for the show? Do you think that she will be brought back? I honestly do believe she is pushing up a lot more for the show because she definitely needs this check. And we already know she's been trying to get on the show for a couple of years now. So, all right. Miara, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on?
Hey. Oh, my God. I'm so nervous.
Okay, take a breath.
I'm a huge fan. I've been watching you since like 2021. So thank you for having such an awesome channel.
Thank you.
I just had a quick thought. I've commented on this before, but I honestly just want the OG cast back. Like Shannon, I love. I've always had a lot of empathy for Shannon, and sometimes I felt like at like her first couple seasons, she was kind of picked on quite a bit. And Heather, I've had my ups and downs with her, but I do acknowledge that she makes quite a contribution to the show and she's interesting. So I don't mind keeping them on, but I just feel like we should get the OG cast back. Like there's just more of a unit with that. There's obviously a lot of drama and I found the cast to be like problematic, but in terms of like the entertainment sort of value of it, like I do, I'm wondering if that would ever happen. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, it's pretty much it though. That's like the main thought that I had. Do you think they would ever bring back like any of the old cast, like Vicky, Tamra, or do you think they've just like done too much? Like,
I definitely think there seems to be a campaign to bring back Tamra. And I think a lot of people, especially when we've recapped this show, a lot of people have said that they want Tamra back. Vicky, I think there are mixed reviews on her coming back, but she is an OG. And even I, who hasn't watched the show from the beginning, knows Vicky Gunvalson and who she is and the personality. So I wouldn't mind seeing that with a new group of ladies and see how that would work. But you never know.
Yeah. But I do like Shannon though, like quite a bit. Like I wouldn't even mind if she had her own show. Like I find her to be super like entertaining. Yeah, I don't know if it's a bold view, but I quite like her. So, but thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye. So, guys, here are my final thoughts on the Real Housewives of Orange County. If you're just joining us, that's what we're talking about. Some people came in, they're like, I don't know any of these girls. Look, I just started getting familiar with them, too. And we have two newbies, Dr. Jen and Noella. Chat, if you had to pick one or the other to come back for it next season, would it be Noella or would it be Dr. Jen? Let me know in the chat. Those that are watching the replay, let me know as well. Hey, Asata, thank you so much for the super chat. Asata says, hey, Kempire, just saw on Instagram that and Jasmine Brand say Bobby Brand has a reality show. Go to the trailer out. Thank you so much. Oh, look, I did hear about the Bobby Brown reality show. Here's the thing. Look, here's the thing. Bobby Brown could never outshine being Bobby Brown, which was on Bravo. Y'all remember that? Do you guys remember that? With Whitney Houston. Okay? There is no way. But I will be watching the documentary that's coming to A&E in Lifetime. Just saying. Okay, so I'm right. Noella. I did see a couple of Dr. Jens, Noella. Adrian says, not her own show. I love Shannon, but no. I kind of thought the same thing. It's okay. It's all right. We can disagree on that. So says, can I vote? Neither. Which I can see that. I love you, Bobby. That was legendary time. That was a legendary time. Kristen, hey, Kristen. Kristen says, Dr. Jenks should come back. Noella is exhausting. I don't understand how uncouth and tactless is entertaining. Well, I mean, have you been watching all the Real Housewives? There's a lot of uncouth women on the franchise. Adrian says it's a no for the Bobby Brown reality show. I mean, I might give it a watch. I might, if I have the time, if there's a free spot in my schedule, I might give it a watch just off the strength of being Bobby Brown. But again, the most entertaining thing was Whitney. Okay. Yes. Hell to the no. That's when we got Hell to the no. That show was hilarious. I know. Mocha says both can go. All right. Guys, let's get to 250 likes. If you're just joining us, we're recapping the Real Housewives of Orange County. Look, here are my thoughts. Next week's episode does look good. I'm looking forward to seeing, because I didn't expect in this episode that I would be thoroughly entertained. Because at the beginning I wasn't, because they were still in Mexico. But by the end, at Shannon and John's place, the conversations about their fathers, I felt so organic. And then we had the stacking of vaginas. It was good. Hey, Chris, an episode. Thank you. First, thank you for the super chat. Chris, an episode about stacked vaginas is not my idea of fun. Don't want cancer for our Vicky back. Oh, well, I mean, are we so blaming her? You know, I don't know the show chapter and the verse, but I do know about the cancer situation. But that wasn't her. That was the man she was with. But some people feel as if Vicky knew. Damn. Look, damn. Guys, that's a mess. If you haven't liked the video already, let's get to 250 likes. I'm going to end this live with a song. You know what we like to do here on the channel. We like to move our bodies. Move your bodies, move your mood. Again, guys, don't forget, we will be live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. PST for our Married at First Sight Boston recap. I have a lot to say. But I have to rewatch it again so I know exactly what I want to say. Even though I could do it right now if I really wanted to. Adrian said Vicky definitely knew. Damn. Ebony says reading the comments, but no to Bobby Brown's show. It's a hard no. Damn. Okay, before we go, do you overwhelmingly? Maybe I should do a poll. Let me do a poll. I'm going to do a poll before we go. I have to do a poll because I really want to know if you guys feel as if Vicky knew about the cancer situation. Let me see if I can do it. Guys, don't forget, before I go, a couple of things. Don't forget, we are doing for Happy Black History Month. Shout out to our UK fans. Happy LGBT History Month over there. Their Black History Month is in October, but we are celebrating Black History Month here on the channel by raising money for the organization, The Sentencing Project. If you check out some of our previous videos, you will be able to find a link. If you're watching the replay, the link should be available here. We are trying to raise over $1,500 for the Sentencing Project in honor of Black History Month. So whatever you can donate, if you can share the video, thank you. We appreciate you. All right. We are 3 likes away from 250. If you haven't liked the video, you've been here almost an hour. Why don't you like the video? Why are you holding out? Why are you being a tease? All right, let me see if I could do a poll. Yes, let me do a poll. Did Vicky G know about the false cancer story? I'm just going to label it that. I'm just going to put yes or no. I'm not going to even give you a maybe. That's too easy. Yes or no? Do you believe it? And then we'll look at that in a second. Tara says Vicky up and down knew. Damn. Felicia says Vicky went with it. She wanted sympathy, attention, and a casserole. Damn. Oh my god. All right, guys, if you're in the live Kempire Daily YouTube chat, vote now. We're going to get out of here with some music. Drop your crowns, your elephants. Thank you for watching our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. You know, tomorrow we will be doing our recap of the Real Housewives of Miami. But first, tonight here on TikTok exclusively, we will be doing our Real Housewives of Miami watch party. So be there or be square and join our texting community for more information. Overwhelmingly, already at 60 votes, you guys do believe that Vicky knew. You guys did believe. Damn. Keep voting. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys later.